In the wild, power decides everything. Across Africa, some animals aren't just strong, they're unstoppable. Massive bodies, crushing jaws, explosive speed, and the ability to take down almost anything that crosses their path. From giants that dominate the land to predators that strike without warning, these are the most powerful animals in Africa. And trust me, some of them are so dangerous, even top predators think twice before getting close. The mountain gorilla. The mountain gorilla is the largest primate on the planet and one of the strongest creatures walking the earth. An adult male can weigh over 400 pounds and possess strength estimated to be up to 10 times greater than that of an average human. Its massive, muscular arms can easily snap thick branches and move heavy obstacles as if they were nothing. But what truly stands out about this giant isn't just its raw strength. It's the presence of a dominant male known as the silverback. This name comes from the strip of gray hair that appears across the back of mature males, signaling that he is the leader of the group. The silverback is responsible for protecting the entire family. A typical gorilla group is made up of several females, young individuals, and infants, all under the leadership of a single dominant male. And whenever a threat appears, whether it's a rival gorilla or a predator, the silverback is always the one who steps forward. To intimidate an enemy, he performs one of the most impressive displays in the animal kingdom. First, he rises partially onto his feet, expanding his chest and showing his full size. Then, he begins to beat his chest with cupped hands, producing a deep, powerful sound that echoes through the forest. This isn't just for show. The sound can travel long distances and sends a clear message to any intruder. This territory is already claimed. If the warning isn't enough, the gorilla can launch an incredibly powerful attack. With long, muscular arms, it can deliver devastating blows, capable of knocking an opponent down in seconds. Fortunately, most of the time, this display of strength is enough to scare off any threat before a real fight even begins. Despite their intimidating appearance and immense strength, gorillas are surprisingly peaceful most of the time. They spend much of their day feeding on leaves, fruits, shoots, and vegetation from the forest. But when the safety of the group is at risk, everything changes. In that moment, the mountain gorilla proves exactly why it is considered one of the most powerful animals in Africa. Its combination of size, strength, and protective behavior makes it a true guardian of the forest. But even with all this incredible power, the next animal on this list dominates a completely different environment, one where patience, speed, and the perfect ambush can decide the fate of anything that gets too close. And when this predator attacks, it's usually already too late to escape.
The African buffalo. The African buffalo is considered by many experts to be one of the most dangerous animals on the entire continent. At first glance, it may look like just another large herbivore calmly walking across the plains, but that impression fools a lot of people. We're talking about an animal that can weigh up to 2,000 pounds of pure muscle, with a massive body and incredible endurance. Its thick, curved horns form a solid structure on top of the head, known as a boss, a natural shield that protects the skull during violent clashes with other buffalo or even against predators. But what truly makes the African buffalo so feared isn't just its strength, it's its extremely defensive and unpredictable behavior. Unlike many animals in the savanna that prefer to run when danger appears, the buffalo often chooses to face the threat head-on. And that can be a serious problem for any predator that underestimates this giant. Lions, for example, rarely risk attacking a full-grown buffalo alone. Most of the time, they need to work as a group, carefully choosing the right moment to strike, usually trying to isolate one individual from the herd to increase their chances of success. Even then, the herd is extremely dangerous. There are countless records of buffalo seriously injuring lions and even killing them during direct confrontations. Another impressive factor is their group behavior. African buffalo live in large herds that can include dozens or even hundreds of individuals. When one member is attacked, others often come back to help, charging together in a storm of horns and hooves. This unity turns the herd into a moving fortress, one capable of intimidating even some of Africa's most feared predators. There are recorded cases of entire herds driving lions away and even rescuing a captured member during an attack. In some situations, buffalo will chase predators for long distances, making it clear that they are far from easy prey. On top of that, African buffalo have surprisingly good memory. Some experts believe they can recognize dangerous areas and even remember predators that have tried to attack them before, making any encounter even more unpredictable. In the end, the African buffalo is much more than just a large herbivore. It's a living wall, a powerful giant that combines strength, endurance, and teamwork to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. But even with all this incredible power, the African buffalo is still far from being the most powerful animal on this list, because the next giant takes nature's strength to an entirely different level.
The African lion. Known as the king of the jungle, the African lion is one of the most iconic predators on the planet. But that title isn't just about its imposing appearance. It comes from a powerful combination of strength, strategy, and territorial dominance. An adult male lion can weigh over 400 pounds and has a muscular body built for combat and hunting. Its powerful legs, sharp claws, and strong jaws form a deadly set of natural weapons capable of taking down prey much larger than itself. A lion's bite can exceed 600 psi of force, enough to crush bones and quickly suffocate its prey by targeting the throat. Its claws, which can reach up to 3 inches in length, act like natural blades that help grip and immobilize the victim during an attack. But what truly sets lions apart from most predators is teamwork. They're the only big cats that live and hunt in organized social groups known as prides. Within the pride, each member plays a role during the hunt. The females are usually responsible for most of the hunting, using coordinated strategies to surround and take down animals that are often much larger than they are. This teamwork allows lions to hunt massive prey, such as zebras, wildebeest, and even African buffalo. In some rare cases, a well-coordinated group can even challenge more dangerous animals. Beyond physical power, lions also dominate their territory using another incredible weapon, their roar. A lion's roar can be heard from over 5 miles away. This powerful sound acts as a warning to other predators and rival lions that the territory is already claimed. During the African night, these roars echo across the plains, reminding every animal in the savanna that the king is nearby. Despite all this power and reputation, a lion's life is far from easy. Conflicts with rival prides, territorial disputes, and competition with predators like hyenas are part of their daily struggle. Even so, very few animals can match the commanding presence of an African lion slowly walking across the plains, observing everything around it. But even the king of the savanna must respect certain giants of nature, because the next animal on this list is so powerful that even lions prefer to keep their distance. And when this colossus decides to charge, almost nothing can stop it. The Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile is one of the largest reptiles in the world, a true survivor from the age of dinosaurs. These massive predators can grow over 16 feet long and weigh more than a ton, making them a dominant presence in rivers, lakes, and swamps across much of Africa. But what makes this animal truly terrifying isn't just its size, it's the way it hunts. Unlike many predators that rely on speed and pursuit, the Nile crocodile is a master of patience. It can remain completely still for long periods with only its eyes and nostrils above the water. To any unsuspecting animal approaching to drink, it looks nothing more than a floating log. And that's exactly where the danger lies. At the perfect moment, the crocodile explodes out of the water with shocking speed. In a fraction of a second, its jaws snap shut with brutal force, grabbing the prey before it even has time to react. This bite is one of the most powerful in the animal kingdom. It's estimated that a Nile crocodile can generate over 3,000 psi of pressure, more than enough to crush bones with ease. But catching the prey is only the beginning. Once it has a grip, the crocodile performs a deadly maneuver known as the death roll. It spins violently in the water while holding on to its victim, tearing flesh, breaking bones, and completely disorienting the prey. Very few animals escape once this attack begins. The Nile crocodile has an extremely varied diet. It feeds on fish, birds, antelope, zebras, and even buffalo that get too close to the water. In some cases, multiple crocodiles work together to attack large animals crossing rivers during migration. And even with all this power, the crocodile has one more deadly advantage: surprise. Most of the time, the water looks completely calm until it suddenly explodes into a fatal attack. This ancient and highly efficient predator remains one of the most feared animals in Africa's rivers, reminding us that in the wild, even a simple drink of water can turn into a deadly encounter. But if you think that's already impressive, the next animal on this list dominates the African plains with a brutal combination of strength, strategy, and teamwork. And when it decides to hunt, very few can escape.
The white rhinoceros. The white rhino is the second largest land mammal on the planet, only behind the African elephant. An adult male can weigh over 5,000 pounds with a massive muscular body covered by thick skin that works almost like natural armor. But what truly draws attention in this giant is the enormous horn at the front of its head. In some individuals, this horn can grow over 5 feet long. It's made of keratin, the same material as human hair and nails, but on an animal of this size, it becomes an incredibly powerful weapon. Despite its calm appearance, the white rhino is an animal that demands respect. When it feels threatened, it can respond with an explosive charge that very few creatures would dare to face. And what makes this even more impressive is that despite weighing several tons, a rhino can reach speeds close to 30 miles per hour over short distances. That means if it decides to charge, escaping is almost impossible. The rhino's eyesight isn't very sharp, but its hearing and sense of smell are extremely well developed. It can detect sounds, movements, and scents from far away, helping it identify potential threats in its environment. When two males compete for territory or access to females, the fights can be intense. They use their body weight and especially their horns to push, pierce, and try to knock down their opponent. These battles can leave deep scars, but they also show just how tough and resilient this animal truly is. Even predators like lions tend to avoid confronting a healthy adult rhino. The risk of serious injury is simply too high. In many cases, the mere presence of this giant is enough to make other animals back off. Beyond its raw power, the white rhino also plays an important role in the savanna ecosystem. By feeding on large amounts of low vegetation, it helps maintain the balance of the landscape and create space for other plant species to grow. With its massive size, dominant behavior, and one of the most iconic horns in the animal kingdom, the white rhinoceros is without a doubt one of the most powerful animals in Africa. But even a giant like this doesn't sit at the absolute top when it comes to raw power, because the next animal on this list is simply the largest land mammal on Earth. And when it appears on the horizon, the savanna itself seems to bow before its presence.
The African elephant. The African elephant is the largest land mammal on the planet. An adult male can weigh over 13,000 pounds and stand nearly 13 feet tall at the shoulder. When an animal of this size moves across the savanna, it's impossible not to notice its presence. But it's not just size that makes this giant so impressive. The African elephant is an incredible combination of strength, intelligence, and endurance. Its trunk is one of the most versatile structures in the entire animal kingdom. Made up of thousands of muscles, it can be used to pick up small objects, tear down branches, drink water, or even knock over entire trees when necessary. This extraordinary tool works almost like a powerful and highly precise extra limb. An elephant can lift over 400 pounds using just its trunk, a clear demonstration of its incredible strength. In addition, African elephants have massive ivory tusks that can grow over 10 feet long and weigh dozens of pounds each. These tusks are used for digging in search of water, stripping bark from trees, and also as powerful weapons during fights. When two males compete for territory or access to females, the battles can be intense. They push against each other with their full body weight while trying to use their tusks to dominate their opponent. Despite their often calm appearance, an angry elephant can become extremely dangerous. When threatened, it can launch a powerful charge, knocking down almost anything in its path. Predators like lions rarely attempt to attack a healthy adult elephant. The risk is simply too high. Even for a group of experienced lions, facing an animal of this size can be a fatal decision. But perhaps one of the most remarkable traits of the African elephant is its intelligence. It has one of the most developed brains among land animals. Elephants display complex behaviors such as cooperation, strong family bonds, and even signs of mourning when a member of the herd dies. Their memory is also legendary. Elephants can remember ancient migration routes and locate water sources even after long periods of drought. In a harsh environment like the African savanna, this ability can mean the difference between life and death. Because of all this, the African elephant is often called the engineer of the savanna. By knocking down trees, opening paths, and reshaping vegetation, it actively transforms the environment around it. But even as the largest land animal on Earth, there is still one creature on this list that surprises many people when it comes to danger and raw power. Because the final animal may seem calm at first glance, many people even believe it to be slow and harmless, but the reality is very different.
The hippopotamus. The hippopotamus is one of the largest land mammals on Earth, capable of weighing over 6,000 pounds. Its massive, heavy body makes many people believe it's slow or harmless, but that's one of the biggest illusions in the African wild. Despite spending most of the day in the water to stay cool, hippos are extremely territorial and can become highly aggressive when they feel their space is being invaded. And when this giant decides to attack, it can catch anyone off guard. Even with all that weight, a hippo can run at speeds of up to 20 miles per hour on land. That means escaping an angry hippo is much harder than most people imagine. But perhaps the most terrifying feature of this animal is its mouth. A hippo's jaws are incredibly powerful and can open to nearly a 180-degree angle. Inside that massive mouth are tusk-like teeth that can grow over 20 inches long. These teeth aren't used for chewing, since hippos mostly eat vegetation, but they become deadly weapons during fights. When two males clash in the water, the battles can be brutal. They open their mouths in displays of intimidation and deliver devastating bites that can cause severe injuries. Hippos are also extremely dominant in the rivers and lakes they inhabit. Small boats, animals, and anything that gets too close can be seen as a threat.
Because of this unpredictable and territorial behavior, hippos are responsible for more human deaths in Africa than many famous predators, including lions and crocodiles. In the water, they move with surprising agility. Even though it looks like they're swimming, hippos actually push themselves off the riverbed, using powerful bursts to move quickly through the water. This combination of massive size, raw strength, territorial aggression, and unexpected speed makes the hippopotamus one of the most dangerous animals in all of Africa. And that proves something very important about nature. Sometimes the animal that looks the calmest at first glance is the one you should fear the most. And that brings us to the end of this list of some of the most powerful animals in Africa. Incredible creatures that show how nature can be both beautiful, brutal, and unbelievably strong. But before you go, here's something important. Most people who watch the channel still aren't subscribed. And the truth is, with just one click, you can help shape the future of this channel. So take a second, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because here you'll always discover the most dangerous and fascinating animals on the planet. And if you want to keep exploring the wild side of nature, click the video on your screen right now. I'll see you there.